Right, hello. This is a video which is going to focus on data and how we can sort of analyze data in Copilot in this case to identify trends or patterns or whatever it might be. So I've got a new chat. I've gone for precise on this one. I still want quite a high character count because I could potentially be putting a lot of information or data into this, which probably goes beyond the scope of what's available. But as a kind of proof of concept, and maybe on smaller data sets in this case, just to show you how that might work. So what I've got is my prompts. So if I just pop my prompts in here. So analyse the following data, which are comments from parents, carers who attended a recent secondary school open evening in the UK, and look for trends. Identify the key points raised, based on count, the positive aspects and what needs to improve. I just want it to be a bit more clear, I think, on that. So write a report for SLT. Let's go to the top. So I've got my prompts. And then all I need to do is get the data. Now, if I just copy that, hopefully, oops, no, never works the right first time. So what I've done is created some fake comments about an open evening, school open evening, which you can see, which I generated in artificial intelligence. So I asked it to create me a number of comments about, say, an open evening, positive, negative, from parents, and just kind of like come up with some random comments, just really to sort of like show you how you could sort of like then look at this. There's a lot of sort of qualitative data in there. What's the best way of dealing with this? And this can save a massive amount of time when you want something quite quickly, maybe producing some graphs, some charts, etc. So if I just set this off. So I've got my prompt in there. It's going through the data. It's looking at the comments and it's starting to hopefully pull out some trends. So you go reports of SLT analysis, parent care feedback, open evening. There you go. I should double checked on the UK English. Academic excellence, parents impressed with A-level options, etc. So it's starting putting out the kind of like the positive aspects of the comments. It started to pull out the negative or areas of improvement, and then grouping them into sort of certain areas. So you can see there feedback indicates a high level of satisfaction, etc. And it's created a very quick report for me, which I could then sort of like maybe develop. I might say, well, I want you to go into a bit more detail in this area. I might even ask it, well, what kind of research out there suggests about how we might improve support services or whatever it might be. So that's a very quick way of just like getting some data, obviously your prompts as well, and then analysing it and producing it very quick. And I cannot be any clearer. This will save you a massive amount of time. But the disclaimer here is that you just need to be very careful in terms of what data you're putting into, whatever platform you're using, in this case, Copilot, because, you don't want to be putting personal, private information in there. Sanitize the data where you can, or just don't use it if you're concerned. Because obviously we don't want to get to a point where maybe the data gets leaked or whatever, and things like that. So you just need to be very careful from a data privacy and protection point of view, that you're not sort of like potentially putting data in there that could sort of like be leaked or whatever it might be. Right, the next thing I'm going to do very quickly is then just show you how you might take some other data. We've got this qualitative data. I'm going to show you from a quantitative data point of view. So I've gone down the route of I created a kind of like a fake survey, and again I just asked it to look at sort of overall satisfaction and just generate some random responses that I could use within this video. So it's got obviously the question at the top there, and then it's got some like the responses from parents, carers, in terms of something which we can measure quite differently in terms of satisfied, very satisfied, etc. So again, all I'm going to do is take that data, put it into Copilot in this case. So I've got a new chat, sort of new session, and then all I'm going to do here is going to say, look at the following data and perform a count of each response for the question format in a table, which I can then use to create a graph in, let's say, Excel. Okay, so there's my prompts. I'm going to pop my data in here, which is, as you can see, I've gone for one question because it's, I'm going to run out of kind of characters really in terms of if I went for all of it. But potentially, again, it could be a whole sort of data set. Obviously, depending on what platform you're using. This one is obviously just Copilot. So let's just run that, and hopefully it will then do the counts. Save me quite a bit of time, so you can see there, satisfied count on that one, 12. So it's gone through it. I can then, just copy that, put that into a graph, into Excel, and then create a graph from it to then sort of like generate some, some visuals quite quickly. So, it's taking the data, it's putting it into Copilot, and then the prompts in terms of what you want to do with that. And believe me, you can save a massive amount of time from this point of view in sort of like generating a report, some trends, or whatever it might be. But again, just be very careful in terms of what data you're entering into, in this case, Copilot or whatever it might be.